years we have stood. I never shall forget when Mayor Nork was mayor. And we were trying to get to eat. Mayor Nork told me that I need to learn how to eat. Now, can you imagine that? Told me that I need to learn how to eat. Now, can you imagine that? Nork. When I see that name Nork, I tremble. And certainly I would like to get Mr. Nork out for an interview. This is Clara Luper, and I would like to thank you. And I would like to give you a minute just to talk to some of the people out in Radio Land.
Mrs. Luper, we can make history, as you said. If we turn out on Tuesday, March 17th, we could elect an individual, Opio Toure, who has dedicated his entire life to social justice, who believes that social justice comes about when government responds to the needs of all citizens, who believes that everybody, black, Indian, Hispanic, old, rich, or poor, has to be involved, has to be heard. And I appreciate the support, Mrs. Luper, you've given me. I appreciate the support of the broad cross-section of individuals who have come to the aid of Opio Toure when I announced my campaign, who believe that we can make history and we can bring new directions to city government right here in Oklahoma City.
This is a Clara Luper radio show, and thank you for being my very important guest. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and this portion of our show has been brought to you by Watkins Stevens Skyview Convalescent Nursing Home, located at 2200 Coltrane Road here in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 427-1322. This is a clean, modern home for the sick and the aged, with 24 hours nursing service. Mrs. Betty R. Lynch is the administrator, and as an administrator, she has been rated as one of the top administrators in the state of Oklahoma. Now, if you want your people to have professional help, a help mixed in with the largest portion of love that you will find in this city, be sure and go out to the Watkins Stevens Skyview Convalescent Nursing Home here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Congratulations to Attorney Opio Toure. Comes from Dr. A.L. Dowell of 934 Northeast 8th Street. Dr. Dowell has always been a fighter, and he has certainly always been on the side of the poor, on the side of those that other people would discourage. And if Dr. Dowell was here in the studio today, he would say, thank you to the people that have supported the poor, the depressed. Thank you so very kindly. But when I think of Dr. A.L. Dowell, I think of my optometrist, the best. His office is located at 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 427-5271. It's Miss Black America time in America. All over America, people are preparing for the Miss Black America pageant. Where do you start? You start on a local level and then move up. Let us look into the Oklahoma City, to the Miss Black Oklahoma, which is a part of the Miss Black America pageant. Many of our cities have selected their contestants. Let me just give you a few. And when I say cities, I mean universities too. Oklahoma University selected Cordelia Webb, who will be here in Oklahoma City competing for the 1987 Miss Black Oklahoma. Midwest City has selected Dana Ledbetter, beautiful young lady. From Quail Creek, we have the lovely, talented Miss Felicia Reed. From Kanawha, Oklahoma, Jael Osborne. From Ardmore, Oklahoma, the lovely Carol Wilson. From Route 6, Stillwater, Oklahoma, we have someone from Route 6. Now listen to that. Stillwater, Oklahoma, Doretha Smith. Now, Shelley, come and tell me about Langston University's contestant and Central State. Who has been selected from Langston University?
Sharon Evans.
Sharon Evans. How about Central State University?
Carla Willis.
Carla's who?
Carla Ellis.
Carla Ellis. Where's Carla from?
Tulsa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. What did you think? That was a beautiful pageant the other night, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And we certainly are looking forward. Let me go kind of around to get you informed. Now, many of you, and there are many of you out there, wouldn't miss Miss Black Oklahoma for nothing. You've come for 17 years, and I know you will be there for the 18th year. Miss Black America, the lovely, talented Rachel Oliver, from Boston, Massachusetts, will be our special guest. I've also received news that Miss Black Chicago and who became Miss Black Illinois, will probably be here too. I haven't gotten the final approval. Miss Black America 1985 has just signed a contract with the Buick Company, and she might be coming into Oklahoma City. But we know definitely that Miss Black America, Rachel Oliver, will be in Oklahoma City. Now, what I want you to do is to get your tickets and get ready for June 27th. In the meantime, we're getting ready for Miss Black Oklahoma City. Now, we're going all out this year because there are so many beautiful young ladies in Oklahoma City. And on this Friday, we will close the doors on entries to the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant. So you have a lovely sister, you have a lovely daughter, you have some friends that you know can qualify. You have to be 18 by December 1987. Please call us. Now, Oklahoma City's pageant will be on May 9th. Now, I put that date down, May 9th. And when I tell you we have some beautiful young ladies that have already registered for Miss Black Oklahoma City, please believe me. It's Soul Bazaar time in Oklahoma City. The Soul Bazaar is April the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It will be held this year at the Economy Bingo House. That's the Soul Bazaar. Now, the Miss Black contestants will be at the Soul Bazaar. Next week, I will give you a complete rundown on some of the participants. In the meantime, I want you to go by Nadine's Boutique right in the heart of Oklahoma City. The 3600 block on North Everett Street, you will see that big sign which says Nadine Boutique. Go in and buy your tickets. The tickets are only $2 for the Soul Bazaar in advance. They are giving away boxes of groceries, radios, and televisions. Be sure and go and get your name in the box. Once again, that's Nadine's Boutique here in Oklahoma City. Go to the Economy Bingo House and play bingo. It's bingo playing time at the Economy Bingo House. The Economy Bingo House is located at 3613 North Everett Street. When you have tried the rest and you have done it, then go to the Economy Bingo House. You can play bingo from 10 o'clock in the morning on at the Economy Bingo House. They call it mini bingo. But the big bingo games start at 7 o'clock. Be at the Economy Bingo House, you bingo players, 3613 North Everett Street. Now, a lot of you go out of town and play bingo, but what are those out-of-town people putting back into this community? I can tell you about Mr. George Singer, who's an ardent supporter of the NACP, who's an ardent supporter of the YMCA, the YWCA. Yes, an ardent supporter and one of the advisors of the NACP Youth Council, and a man who has a $1,000 scholarship for Miss Black, Oklahoma. Okay, call me at 424-3949 and tell me what the other bingo players are putting back into this community, and I'll sure tell it. Now, what I need you to do is to help me. I need help. We don't have the money to advertise the Soul Bazaar like we would like to. We just don't have the money. But we have you, and you are more valuable to us than money. This week, I want you to join the Tell It Committee. Tell 5 people that the Soul Bazaar will start on April the 3rd at 10 a.m. Tell them the Soul Bazaar, the only trade and industry show sponsored by blacks in the Southwest. Today, I want you to go to Rose's and eat some soul food. Rose's Restaurant, 217 Northwest 23rd Street here in Oklahoma City. Rose's Restaurant, the headquarters of soul food. And when I say soul food, I mean soul food. If you like it cooked just like Grandma used to cook it, I want you to go to Rose's Restaurant, located at 217 Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. What's happening in the Oklahoma City school system? What's happening to the teachers in Oklahoma City? What's happening in the union? I have some information for you. I want you to know that a young man, Robert Adams, Jr., is running for the president of the Oklahoma City Federation of Teachers. I want you to know that Robert Adams, Jr. is a man that's dedicated to education. He's an outspoken advocate for right. He has proven his leadership by doing the little things well. And he has the philosophy of a Robert Kennedy. Some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream things that never were and ask why not. That describes Robert Adams. Throughout history, blacks have supported unions. And now the question faces the Oklahoma City teachers. Will the Oklahoma City teachers that are members of the AFT support a black qualified man for the presidency? That's the question, and that's why I've invited Robert Adams here today. Mr. Adams, tell me about Robert Adams, the school teacher. Tell me about him.
Well, Miss Luper, I am a math and science instructor at Harding Middle School, and I've been committed to the school system for 11 years or more. And throughout the community, Sister Luper, I'm chairman of the Black Church Association and the steering committee. I work with different various capacities as far as being chairman of the Professional Development Center, staff development here in Oklahoma City, District I-89. My math team in 1985 placed third in the state, Miss Luper. And as a math and science instructor in the Oklahoma City school system, I feel that teachers definitely need more input into the decision making as to the aspiration of higher learning in the Oklahoma City public schools. We need smaller class sizes, because anytime you are to be effective within the Oklahoma City school or any school building, you need to have a smaller class. Therefore, you'll be able to have a greater output to more students within a shorter period of time, which we have at this particular time. And I'm active in the Masonic body as far as the Herons of Jericho is concerned. I was elected as the Grand Deputy Joshua in 1981, and I'm serving to that capacity as of now. I work with the Urban League Task Force. I work with the Steering Committee for the Science Fair of Oklahoma City. I serve as an executive officer on the Science Curriculum Review Committee. I'm working with the District Safety Committee. I am working with all type of recognition programs throughout the Oklahoma City District for the students of Oklahoma City. And Ms. Luper, I find myself in a situation that not only do I work within the school system, but I work with my church also, Ms. Luper. I am a steward on the steward board in my church.
What is your church?
Allen Chapel AME Church.
Oh, you're one of those good old African Methodist Episcopal church members,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Are you joining in the celebration of your founder's anniversary this year?
We just had a Founders Day program at our church 2 weeks ago, Miss Lupe, and it was a great success.
I'm sorry y'all didn't invite me, because certainly I think that what Richard Allen did when he stood up and said, I'm as good as anybody else, and gave us a new direction, the same thing that OPO is going to do for Oklahoma City.
Okay. And Miss Lupe, I also served in military, the Army, as a sergeant for 3 years.
Yes, Sergeant Adams.
And I was commended by my command sergeant major, which was a Lieutenant Arthur Mace, for my commending ability within the services.
Well, that's great. I wish somebody would commend me.
And also during this time, they sent me to basic PNOT, NCO Commission, Non-Commissioned Officer School, where I served for a year.
Okay, now you have all of these qualifications, and you're running for the president of AFT. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of support are you getting from your fellow workers?
Well, Miss Lupe, I'm receiving support from all of the people at this time, but you know,
All of the people?
anytime you
The
have,
white teachers are supporting you?
I have a majority of the white teachers that are supporting
The
me
black
at this time.
teachers are supporting you, the
teachers
Indian
support me,
teachers?
Indian, Laotian.
They are all supporting
They
you.
all said they'll support me at this time. Miss
Okay,
Lupe.
now when will people have an opportunity to vote for
The
you?
main time will be April 1.
Oh, that's April Fool's Day.
Yes, ma'am, and we wanted to make it a successful day that day and let
But
every...
that's April Fool's Day.
That's right,
And the
that's-
people might think you're fooling around.
No, ma'am, we're going to make this day turn around. We're going to change the system on this day.
On
They're
April
gonna-
Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
You're going to change the system
Yes,
on
ma'am.
April Fool's Day,
That's
and you're
correct.
going to become president.
President of AFT.
Well, one thing, sometimes in politics, I know because I ran for the United States Senate, and after the election, everybody that I saw voted for me.
Yes, ma'am.
But the record did not so reflect. Now, I wonder if the people are really supporting you with lip service rather than going out to the polls on April Fool's Day to vote for you.
Well, Miss Luper, it's like this, you know, in order for us to really concede this, we'd have to wait until April 1st.
I can't wait until April the 1st. I want to know what the people are going to do before April the 1st.
Well, Miss Luper, all the people that are listening to our show today, I'd just like for them to call in and respond to you and let you know that they are supporting Robert Adams Jr. for AFT president. And if you have any qualms about it or whether you see anything that you can do to help my campaign, call me at 528-0288 or at 528-0562 and just
do what?
and
Okay,
just
now
help.
I want to support you because I have not seen a black president of AFT. Now, some of my best friends are union people. That's why you're going to see them in the parade on April the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm talking about my UAW friends, my AFT friends, and going down the line. Now, I'm going to see them in that line. And I'm going to see AFT. But what I want people to know, and what I want to see my brothers, and they call it brothers in the union, brother this and brother that. I want to see my brothers support you. You've been working in the union for how many years?
For over 10 years, Sister Luper.
You were there when we were putting it together, right?
Yes, ma'am. During the Barlow issues.
During the Barlow years. You were there.
Yes.
You know the people. Now, I noticed in the Union Hall there was some other people's literature. Why was it that you didn't have any there since they are supporting? I mean, since they are so fair.
Well, okay, Sister Luper. During this time, I came to the Union Hall last Thursday, and I noticed that it was all type of literature up for my opponent. And I asked the question as to why that Robert Adams Jr.'s literature was not up at the Union Hall. And I thought that the Union Hall would be a non-biased situation because of the
You thought.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And you know, and the thing about it, Sister Luper, you know, sometimes when you're having these types of issues and debates, and when you find somebody like myself who are willing to not only participate in different lower levels of the union policies and procedures, but who are willing to step out and take a permanent role within the union and voice his or her opinion about certain situations, you seem to have people in the union that think that you should be not stepping out at this particular time. But I'm here to tell you, Sister Luper, that I am Robert Adams Jr. I will be the next AFT president of Oklahoma City Union.
Okay, now you are telling me that my union, and I pay my union dues, didn't have all of the candidates' literature down there.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to call my union on Monday morning, and I'm going to tell my union if they want to continue to represent me, they must be fair. Because it was my understanding that you aren't supposed to have campaign literature in the union office. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Especially being displayed on the wall.
Okay, then. Well, I'll take care of that. In the meantime, I would like for you to remember the Bert Luper Electric Company. Bert Luper and Son. Calvin Luper walked out with his diploma, graduating from the Sooner Trade School, and now he's ready. Calvin's so ready. Last night, his sister Marilyn took him out to dinner to celebrate along with his other family members. Last night the group met at the Hall of Fame Inn at a place they call the Black Feathers. And let me let you in on a secret. I want you to go out to the Hall of Fame Inn. You're going to be surprised because for the first time in the history of this city, a black person has that Hall of Fame Inn. If you don't believe it, you go out there this evening for dinner. Go out to the Hall of Fame Inn. Tell them you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. If you're planning an activity, and I have good news for you. You can do it at the Hall of Fame Inn. And when you go out there, I'm going to tell you in detail next week all about the Hall of Fame Inn. Aren't you happy? Are you happy enough to go out there and spend a dime? Well, I told you about Bert Luper Electric Company. Let me tell you, telephone number is 424-3785, 239-2678. Once again, if you need some electrical work and check your house, don't let it burn down because of bad electrical wires, call 424-3785. The telephone number, 239-2678. And Calvin says thanks to all of you that supported him during those long months that he was in school learning that electricity. He had to get some theory. He already had the practical information. Now, Robert, I would like for you to make your appeal to the teachers in Oklahoma City.
Well, Miss Luper, I'd just like to say at this time that I really would love the support of all the teachers in the Oklahoma City public school system. And I know that the 45% of the union is made up of black teachers, Miss Luper.
How many? What percent?
45% of the union is made up of black teachers in Oklahoma City Public School. And I'd just like to ask all of the teachers in Oklahoma City Public School, especially my black brothers and sisters, to just get out and support Robert Adams Jr. And if we can do this, this would make history in Oklahoma City for the first black male to be elected as AFT president, Miss Luper. And once again,
the first black male. You were talking like they had a female black president.
No, ma'am. At one time, we had a female who ran for the office, but she was unsuccessful.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am, at one time. But the thing about it, Miss Luper, I want everybody in the Oklahoma City public school system who want to change, who see that a change is time, that it's time for a significant change in Oklahoma City public school and time for us to find a new direction. And what I mean by new direction, Sister Luper, is that we need to be as one today. With fighting with the superintendent that we have and the school board that we have within the Oklahoma City School District, we need to find somebody who has the stick-to-itiveness to speak up about these different issues.
Well, on April 18th, Dr. Stella will be on my program, and I'm looking forward to it with great anticipation. Those of you that would like to ask Dr. Stella some questions, be sure and get them in to me. You may call in on April the 18th. Mr. Adams, I would like to thank you for being my very distinguished guest today.
Thank you, Sister Luper.
Well, thank you. And now here's Shelley with the funeral and death announcements.
Rolfe Funeral Home has Mrs. Artie Lee Roberts, and her services will be 11 o'clock at the Rolfe Memorial Chapel. Mr. Augustus Dow, and his services will be 2 o'clock at the Rolfe Memorial Chapel. Mrs. Leela Robertson, and her services are pending. Mr. James Johnson, his services are pending. And Mrs. Louise Morris, and her services are pending. Temple has Mr. Lonnie Williams, and his services are today at 11 a.m. at the Mount Carmel Baptist Church. And Pollard Funeral Home has Reverend I. Burley, and his services will be at 10 a.m. at Pollard Chapel. Thank you.
This portion of our program has been brought to you by Marilyn Hildred.
Merlin sells home insurance, life insurance, and car insurance. You can contact Merlin by calling 842-5232 or the new number.
The new number, Shelley always asks me for the new number. That new number is so easy to remember, Shelley. I cannot understand why you don't know it. It's 848-7470. Merlin would certainly like to thank those of you that have visited our office this week. You are proud of Merlin, and Merlin is proud of you. That's 848-7470. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Shelley. Today was a sad day in Oklahoma, and especially in Guthrie, Oklahoma. A church, a state, a district said goodbye to Reverend Burley. Reverend Isaiah Burley, a product of Oklahoma. Services were held this morning at 10 o'clock at the church that he loved best and the church that he had served so well through the years. Reverend Hill, the state president of the Baptists, preached his eulogy. Ministers from all over the state, friends gathered to say goodbye to Reverend Isaiah Burley. Recently, Reverend Burley spoke at Fifth Street Baptist Church. He spoke with a sincere dedication and tried so much to awaken all of us to the threat of sin and the results of sin. Thank you, Reverend Burley. And today we extend our sincere sympathy to the family. Clara Luper, KBYE Radio here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Those of you that would like to participate in the Soul Bazaar, let me kind of carry you through the areas in which you can participate. Many of you would like to participate in the parade, and we have to have you in the parade. The parade is April the 4th. It will start at 11 o'clock, and I want you to make plans with your friends to see the parade, to participate. We want every queen in Oklahoma City represented in the parade, and also the kings. We saw the eminent women at their best on Sunday. We saw our club's past president, the lovely, humble, beautiful Janie Lurks, crowned as the eminent woman of 1987. We congratulate her. We invite all of the eminent women to participate in the parade because all of you were so beautiful. And it is this beauty that we must show to our city and our state. So many times blacks' accomplishments are buried under the pages of obscurity. But we want to bring out our black people. We are inviting everybody to participate in the parade. I'm extending an invitation to the white community because the white community must remember that on July 4th, I rejoice with you. I march with you. But you know as well as I that Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner. And when he wrote the Declaration of Independence and declared that all men were created equal, even the great Thomas Jefferson was forced to say that he did not mean black people. Yet, we pop firecrackers with you. So to this white community, we are saying, come and march with us. Our theme is we remember Dr. Martin Luther King because it was on April the 4th, 1968, that he was cut down by a man who didn't understand the worth of individuals. We are calling upon the churches. We hope that every church will have a church bus, church people in the parade. And we aren't able to contact all of you with stamps for a simple reason, and you know that reason. But we are able to tell you that we want you in the parade. We want you to be a part of it. Many of you would like to take part in the bake contest. Well, we want to know who can bake the best sweet potato pie in Oklahoma City, the best lemon pie, the best plain cake, and the best decorated cake. We would like for you to participate in the talent shows, the fashion shows, stomps, all because you are so important to us. If you have a baby that you would like to put in our baby contest, let us know. We are down to 14. We need 4 more young ladies to participate in Miss Soul Bazaar because we will have a young lady represented each year. As I look at the clock on the wall, I know it's now time for me to say goodbye. And I always hate to say goodbye to you, but I cannot say goodbye to you until I tell you that the NACP is launching one of the most aggressive drives in the history of NACP in Oklahoma City. Before I leave, I want to tell you that Mr. Ira D. Hall has been selected unanimously to be the chairman, the top chairman. Call it the honorary chairman. Call him the top man because Ira Hall has the know-how. But under Ira Hall, as the chairpersons of the 1987 membership drive, are Jana Kilgore and Eddie Stamps. Now, those of you that would like to be on each one of these persons' team, please let me know. I want you to know, and many of my friends want to know what team I'm on. I'm on Eddie Stamps' team. And those of you out in radio land that want to support Jana Kilgore, okay. But I would like for you to be on the winning team, on Eddie Stamps' team. Now, I want you to watch this very closely. Senator E. Melvin Porter, the president, is on Jana Kilgore's team. And the question is, can Jana Kilgore stay in the same ball game with Eddie Stamps? Well, I say no because everybody out in radio land knows that Eddie Stamps has always been on wheels. He's the best-known car man in Oklahoma City. And Eddie Stamps, we are going to win it for you. This is Clara Luper saying, now look at your hands. Remember, you are to steal with those hands, and you are to kill with those hands. God has given you those hands. But one thing that you can do, you can bow your head and say, thank God for the spring. Clara Luper reporting KBYE Radio, Oklahoma City. Until next Saturday, just remember, I love you. Bye-bye.